Hello, everyone, and welcome to My Startup Playbook's second episode, the show where we really break down what it takes to build, launch, and grow your startup. No fluff, real talk, practical steps, and startup truth. In this episode, we're starting a new series. It's called Start Smart. It's a three-part crash course. It helps new founders to get the right foundation to build their business. So, if you are building a business or planning to start soon, this series is for you. It will help you to know the basics before you start the business and directly after what you need to do. So, before we jump into today's episode, we are kicking off something new. It's a new segment that we call Startup Pulse. What is Startup Pulse? It's basically a roundup of what's happening in the startup world that matters to you as a founder and matters to you as a person in the ecosystem. Okay, so the highlight of this week. So, what is the buzz? I'm gonna read this. ASEAN just launched a regional startup portal for news, resources, and funding access across member countries. That's a great source if you are planning to scale regionally. Now, the second highlight we have Cradle and Korea ASEAN Youth Startup Fest 2025. So Cradle Fund is backing these a new initiative for ASEAN-based startups, including Malaysia, of course, to pitch and join the Korea ASEAN Youth Fest on November 2025. The third one, oh, by the way, this prices includes around 20,000 USD. So if you're planning to apply on it before the 20th of August. So the third highlight is MDIC and Maranti. They are teaming up. It's the first time you see two of the biggest ecosystem players actually teaming up. So MDIC and Maranti are joining forces to boost the startup growth and innovation infrastructure nationwide. So we are expecting from this like more initiatives and more support, direct and indirect supports happening soon. So the fourth one will be, and the best one is KL ranks number 18 globally. So finally, KL made it to the top 20 global startup ecosystem in the latest emerging ecosystem ranking. That's a huge win for KL and our local tech companies. So the uh, last one would be okay. So the funding slowing down continues in Southeast Asia. Report shows that early stage funding in Southeast Asia continued to lag. Now, we had a big high in 2021, but the good news is the niche verticals like AI and climate tech are seeing a very good interest. All right, so let's dive into today's episode. Okay, so starting properly, there is three truths that people usually ignore. And I understand starting a business feels awesome. It feels great and exciting, but usually the first steps where people mess up. So I'm gonna break down the three truths that people usually ignore that would help you in your first steps so that you start properly and you build a proper foundation for your business. So the first truth, building a business. Building a business is not like having a hustle. Now, side hustles are great, but building a business is entirely different mindset because you are building a system, you're building a machine that works for you, even if you're not there. Now, to do that, that needs planning. That means you need legal, infrastructure, system, branding, targeting, everything in between. Now, a lot of people ignore this at the beginning because it's not fun. But if you ignore it, you either burn out or you fail along the way. So, the second truth, most people or a lot of people build for the wrong customers. Now, just that because your friends and others tell you that they would pay for it, that doesn't mean that it has a market. You need to validate before you start. Validate with actual paying customers. Validate your products, validate your services. Go talk to them. pitch 10 people, 15 people, and see how many of them will actually pay for it. So, because most of the people that you actually assume that they would pay for it, they end up not paying for it. And a lot of people end up pivoting, which is okay. But if you validate first and you end up pivoting, you pivot early, you save time and money. So make sure you validate with actual paying customers before you start anything. So the third truth and the most important truth is your mental energy. Your mental energy is the most limited resource you have. So you need to protect your mental energy bandwidth. So you need to choose wisely who you talk to, what do you focus on, what drains you, and what kind of problems drain your mental energy. So choose wisely when it comes to the basic things so that you don't drain yourself, like first hires, like your business models, like your co-founders. So everything that needs to be chosen properly from the beginning, that will help you a lot to save your mental energy. Or you'll end up focusing on a lot of things and things that doesn't move the needle, and you'll end up not surviving this marathon. Here's a final thought for you. The beginning is where you build your foundation. Don't rush it. You always can pivot later on. But doing it properly, building properly gives you a strong base to grow. You've been listening to My Startup Playbook. I'm Gamal Iriani. Keep learning, keep building, and stay in the game.